well, it's noon here. It might be morning where you are, but I'm going to get ready for the day. Finally, I had my shower, did my hair. Isn't it amazing how much better you feel once you have a shower? Oh gosh. Okay, so I have not been feeling well the past few days. You can tell that the way my eyes are. I've got a lot of dark circles. And I also have been having some gut issues. So I always get like a rash kind of around my mouth when that happens. So I'm going to show you how to clean that up all from this one palette. And then I'm going to show you our, I was going to say brand new, but it is a limited edition. It only comes out every November and it is an absolute knockout sellout every single time. So I'm going to show you that at the end. It is called Everred. So if you have never been color matched, this makeup is all based on your own skin tone. So the colors that I'm using today might be different than the colors that I would recommend for you. So that's where getting color matched before just running to the site is so important. Now, if you are somebody who doesn't love the idea of sending in a selfie with no makeup on, we also have collections based on skin tone right on the website. So if that feels like more doable for you and you've been sitting back watching me do my thing and thinking, I would love to do this, but that's what's holding you back, just go to my website, check it out, and go look at the collections. And you can, they have photos of all different skin tones that you can kind of match yourself like, okay, I am very similar to her. And then it'll tell you which colors, and you just add the collection to cart. So easy. Okay, so I got my main highlight on. Thankfully, this rash isn't super red today, so it got covered up just by my main highlight. Now, this is all cream-based. Cream, for most people, makes them think that it's really heavy. It is not. It is super lightweight, but it's highly pigmented. So I only put on a very little bit. You can't even see it coming off on my finger. But because of the pigment, it's covered up all that additional. Now you see my dark circles here. Those are something else. So what I'm going to do before I put my brightening highlight, I skipped the brightener yesterday I skipped the color corrector yesterday and I could see my dark circles coming through my brightening highlight. So that's a very good indication that you need a color corrector. If you're using your brightening highlight and your dark circles are coming through that, it's a sign that you need a color corrector. So I'm using this color called Frenchie. It's actually a lip cheek color, but I place it underneath. Again, this is something you're going to be color matched. Some of you might have mango, others might have June, some might have sunlit. There's lots of different color correctors based on the color of those under eye circles because we're kind of using the color wheel. Opposites. So see that? It looks a little crazy, but what this coral color is going to do is bring out the red lines in my eyes. I need more sleep. No, what it's going to do is it's going to offset that greeny blue undertones I have. And you can tell, did you see that? As I was sitting here, you can tell that this color has actually kind of absorbed into my skin and like changed the color underneath my eye. Isn't that crazy? So now I'm going to go in and put my brightener on. So I need to clean some of my brushes here. So I'm just going to use my finger so I don't use a dirty brush. I'm just going to place this on the inside and the outside corner of my eye. Now, the reason I do this is because that skin underneath our eye is so, poke myself in the eye, is so fragile that that's where we get all of our fine lines and wrinkles. We do not need extra makeup in that area. And so just the most minimal product is going to help brighten it up without accentuating those fine lines and wrinkles. Another really good little thing to do is to press that product in. So see how I'm kind of stippling this brush in as opposed to swiping? So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to bring a little bit. I think I didn't actually wash off my mascara very well. Because I'm like, why is it dark? Because I still have mascara on from last night. I must have got waterproof by accident because lately after I wash my face, I'm like, why is my mascara still there? Okay, look at that. See the difference? This is where that color corrector is worth $1 million. I mean, it's 20 or under that if you're in the States, but it is definitely worth it. I'm gonna place a little bit of this here. And you'll notice that I took this brightening color and I wrapped it right around my whole eye. My dark circles tend to go right onto my lids as well. So I wrap this brightener right around. And by doing that, it also acts as a bit of a primer. So then when I go back in with my eyeshadow later, it just has a little extra to stick to and keep it there all day. Okay, got that. I'm gonna bring a little bit right into the forehead, down my nose. I'll come back there later. Cupid's bow and chin. So a good thing to know for brightener, if you're still struggling with placement, imagine that your brush is a candle and you're holding it down below. It's dark in the room, you've got your candle going. Where does that light go? It goes like this and like this in a V, right? You remember those like spooky stories where you're like have a flashlight underneath? So pretend you're doing that. It's gonna go right up here and then under your eye. And that's where you wanna put your brightening highlight. That'll help you. All right, contour. So I'm going in with my contour on either side. We're gonna lift up those cheekbones. So I'm going high with this, not low. It's better to go on top of the cheekbone than to go so far under that you end up accentuating this area rather than those cheekbones. Also bringing this right along my forehead. I'm using the smudge brush for this. So I always get asked when I'm doing my contour, what brush are you using? I like to use the smudge brush because it gives you a really detailed line and it's super easy to blend. So it really helps you know where to put that product. I'm going to go on either side of my nose, contour this baby out. The closer you get those lines together, the thinner your nose will appear. The wider you do that, the wider your nose will be. So you get to play with your nose. If you have a tiny itty bitty nose and you would like for it to be a little wider, then put that color on either side. If you'd like it for it to be smaller, then just put it on the bridge of the nose where it starts to turn down. Also, I'm gonna put a little bit of this underneath my lip just to make it look like I've got a fuller lip. Okay, see? All the contour placement. Back to that first brush, blush and bronzer, and I'm just gonna go and blend this out. Now, if you have questions, feel free to put them in the comments. I'm so happy to help you with them. I am gonna blend this contour up, not down, for the same reason that I placed that contour higher, not lower. We're trying to push up the cheekbones, and so I like to blend up and then right in here. Now, contour also has a lot of pigment in it. So a lot of these areas I hadn't placed any makeup on, like this part of my face, but you'll notice that it still has pigment and it still has coverage. So that's why we call this a 3D foundation, is because the highlights and the contour all have coverage. They work together to build your foundation. So you're only getting one, maybe two very light layers of makeup on your face rather than having to layer product after product. I'm using Ash, Becky. I always use Ash. Spring, winter, summer, fall. I'm an Ash girl all the way. Okay. I put a little bit more brightener on my nose to have a cute little nose. Okay. This is the fun part because I'm going to show you this new color. So I couldn't find my little tin, but this one right here, it looks dark, it looks deep. It could look scary for some, but this is Ever Red, and it is the most beautiful color. So this is the color that just was released November 1st. It's always a sellout. This is it. Isn't this pretty? And I'm gonna go a little bit lighter. It's a gloss. So you can do it really, I'm gonna do a couple different ways here. There. So this is when you do it really dark. This is mid. And then if you just want it as a gloss, then it can go really light like that as well. It is the most beautiful red. It's kind of got a blue undertone to it, but I'm gonna take a little bit of this and show it to you on my cheeks. I just press just a little bit in, and then I'm gonna blend it with that same brush. Now you can place a little bit more if you like a really bright cheek, but when I'm putting like a red on my cheek, I want it to go to almost like a deeper pink. So I place just a little bit and blend it. Isn't that so pretty? And then I'm gonna show it to you what it looks like on my lips. So I'm gonna go in with my multitasker brush. And I like playing with Ever Red Dark. I like really getting all of that pigment out of it. Nothing like putting a red on a live. Oh, hi, Liz. Okay, isn't this the prettiest? Oh my gosh, it's just the prettiest winter color for Christmas, for New Year's, for whatever holiday parties you have coming up. I just love it. And it's a semi-gloss, like I said. That's what it looks like on my cheek and on my lip. It is on sale right now. Well, it's available right now. And it fits perfectly. I have it in the tiny little tin, but it is sold in the regular tin size. So you'll get it in this type of size. And it should last you all year long. Doesn't it? And now that I'm going to use your whitening toothpaste, my smile is going to be even more poppy. Go to Liz for all your whitening toothpaste needs. Okay, now I'm going to go in to do a quick eye. What am I going to do? Oh, I know. Okay, so I'm going to go in with this color called Chai as my base. This is Chai right here. It's this really pretty kind of neutral. When people have been messaging me lately and asking what is a really good neutral to start with, I always suggest Chai because you can get quite a bit of pigment off of it, but it's still pretty subtle. Like it's not a dark brown where you're like, oh gosh, this is too much. So I am just putting this over the base of my lid. Somebody tell me if I keep talking and lipstick goes on my teeth because I didn't swipe it. Now I'm going to go in with this color called Angel's Landing. It is this one right here. It's got kind of it's very shimmery. It's so pretty. And what I like to do with shimmers is use my finger. When you put it on your finger and press it on, you're just going to get a lot more pigment and a lot more of that shimmer. When you use a brush, it'll just dust on very lightly. But when you use your finger, that's when you get that pigment. So I've placed it over top of the Chai. How does Chai compare to Bubba? Bubba has much more of a orange undertone. Chai is definitely more of a, it's a beigey brown. I don't have Bubba in here. Oh yeah, is this Bubba? Yes, I'll show you. So this one here is Chai, and then the one that I'm holding is Bubba. So Bubba definitely has more of a orange undertone, just so you know. It's really pretty too. I use Bubba all the time. As you can tell, because I have a brand new one in here, I just replaced it. Okay, I'm gonna place this Angel's Landing on top again. This is a holiday look all of us need to go for. And then I always like to put a little bit of, I'm just gonna clean my eyeshadow brush since I was using dark colors for it. So I'm just using my brush cleaner. Normally I do this on a microfiber cloth, but I'm washing mine all right now. So I always inhale at the wrong time. I'm going to just use a piece of, I think this is toilet paper. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with this color called Drift. Another color that I recommend to pretty much everyone because it's a really nice light color. And I like to pop that right into the inside corner of my eye because this is going to, see how it just opened up this eye? Made it look a little bit more wider, a little bit more fresh. And I also like to place this just on the the highest point of my brow. That's just going to lift up your eye as well. Now I need to fill in those brows. I forgot about that, so I'll go back in and do that after I'm done this. There we go. This is literally the simplest eye look, and I get comments on it all the time because it's just so pretty. Now, if you really want to play this eye up, like if you're going to a party or some sort of event, what I recommend is then getting either this color, which is called Sedona, or you can go for, I don't think I have pomegranate in, or is this pomegranate? See, this is the problem when we have so many different colors. Oh no, this is holly. Holly's a good one too. Holly or pomegranate, and you put that on the outside corner of your lid and then blend into the crease. That'll really make it a deeper look for an evening or a party or kind of something like that. Okay, so I'm going to quickly fill in my brow. I am using Browlux. I always use Browlux. It is my friend Gianna's company. And I just adore it. I don't even want to try other brow pencils because I just love this one so much. I did just run out of the color that I normally use. I normally use taupe. And I had this one on hand, so I started using it. So I just place it in very lightly because this color that I'm using right now is called Coal, I think. And it's quite a bit darker, especially because I just got my highlights redone. So because I'm so blonde, I don't want it to go too dark, but I think it still works well. So if you have a darker brow, this is Coal, and it's a very cool kind of dark blonde color. So I'm just gonna fill these in quickity quick. Now, if you are not on my email list and you would like to be, I've got a lot of fallout. I will show you how to get rid of fallout in a second. But if you're not on my email list, I sent out earlier this week the link to both Everred and also some really beautiful collections that we released as well called the Forever collections. They are all things that are really good additions to the palette you already have. Things like different colors of bronzer. We have like the, what's it called? Brush tile, cleansing tile like this, which you can clean your brush on in between colors. There's a bunch of different things, and all the proceeds of those collections goes to the Boysville Children's Home in Texas, which is a residential foster care facility, which I think is incredible. Foster care is very near and dear to Saint's heart, especially to Kara, our founder, as she is a foster mom herself. So we always try to partner with different foster places all over, and that is where those proceeds are going. So now, if you have fallout like I do right now, you can either just take the brush that you used and just do that. Now, if you're finding that because you used, what's this called? Like a shimmer, so it's just spreading the shimmer around, then just do one tap of your brightening highlight and then just bring that under eye. You have to blend it again, but it'll just get rid of that extra fallout for you. Another really great hack, which I never do, and if I was a professional, I would do my eyes before. But I never do. I always do them after. And then I always have people being like, did you know that professionals do their eyeshadow first? And I'm like, yes, I do. But I'm not a professional. I am a mom who is busy and thinks of it after every single time. Okay, I'm going to put on my mascara. I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer right now. You can get it like for super cheap on Amazon. And the reason I prime my lashes is because I have very blonde, fine lashes. And I find that this just helps get that length and volume so that when I put my mascara on, it just clings to it and really helps lengthen my lashes. Now, the other thing I do, if you haven't been following for a while, is I've been using Hello Skincare's lash therapy. That stuff is literal. It's genius. My lashes have grown so much. I don't know. Once I get my mascara on, you'll see. But I used to have like semi-permanent extensions. First of all, because my lashes just are so short and puny to begin with. And secondly, because it was when my twins were really small and I didn't have time to put makeup on at all. So when I took those off, my lashes were so damaged. They were so short and stuck straight out, and there was very few of them left. And so I started not doing semi-permanent anymore. I just do my DIY, which only lasts a few days. But then I also started using this lash therapy, and that has been what has helped my lashes grow. It is absolutely insane. So I'm going to put on my mascara so you can see. Any of these things that you need links for, go to raylanreimer.com or the link in my bio. Click on it, affiliates, and all of the discount codes and links are right there for you. But look at, I feel like if you didn't actually see how short and stubby my lashes were before, but I'm always surprised. Look at the length of these. Lash therapy, I tell ya. It is worth absolutely every cent. And I was following, you've probably seen it. I was following a lot of like influencers or who were using it. And I was like, yeah, whatever. You probably have beautiful eyelashes to begin with. And then I started using it myself and I was like, okay, well, I know I didn't have beautiful lashes to begin with. So the fact that I can get this length now when I put my mascara on is just insane to me. All right, here we go. So if you are new to Saint, you have never tried it before and you're like, okay, I love how simple and easy this is. All I need is a fresh face selfie. So you can either text #match to 204-400-1200 or go to the link in my bio and click on color match and I will send you all the info that I need. Send me a selfie and then I will send the recommendation of all the different colors that you need. Now, if you are overwhelmed, maybe you've been sitting there on your color match for a while, but why am I out of breath? I'm wondering if I'm getting a bit of a cold. My boys have both had colds for the last week and I kind of can feel it. Anyway, that is not what I was going to say. But if you have been sitting on your color match for a while and you've been feeling a little bit overwhelmed by it, the only things that you really need to start off with in the beginning are your main highlight, your brightening highlight, your contour, and one lip and cheek color. Those are the 4 colors. You can do your entire face. If you don't believe me, scroll down to some of my earlier reels and videos, and I do lots of them with just those 4 colors. And then I recommend either getting the setting powder that I just put on or a setting spray to make sure that your makeup stays all day. But there you go. Look at that. Super simple. And I actually did, on my face today, only use those 4 colors other than my eyeshadow, which is quite something. Normally I put on my bronzer and all the things, but this Ever Red is poppy enough that I feel like I don't need all of that extra stuff. So if you need help, you know I'm always a DM away. Have a great rest of your weekend and don't forget to throw Ever Red into your cart. You will not be disappointed. Bye.